Okay, let's get our screen ready to go. This video is for multiplying and dividing with whole numbers, mixed numbers. Again, we are using our calculator. Here's mine. This is my preferred calculator. But whatever calculator you have, you are responsible for figuring out how to operate that calculator properly. I'm going to give you some tricks. And I'm going to show you some different ways to do the problems, but ultimately you have to work with your own calculator. Let's start with the first one. Let me give you a review. If these are mixed numbers, okay? But if you wanted to, you can convert them to improper fractions. So we could multiply 7 times 7, and then we could add 5. So we would add the top. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 5 is 54. So that would be 54 over 7. We would do the same thing here. 5 times 1 is 5. Add your 2, and that would be 7 over 5. Now what I see here is that this 7 on the bottom and this 7 on the top will cancel. And so I would have 54 over 5. Now the important thing is the answer has to match the problem. So since the problem was given in terms of a mixed number, our answer also has to be a mixed number. So 5 goes into 55 10 times with a remainder of 4 over 5. So the answer is 10 4/5. Now again, you can use your calculator. There's no shame in that, but just make sure that you know how to operate your calculator properly. Okay, let's go to number 2 is similar, 3 is similar, 4 is similar. You just have 3 of them. 5 is similar. Let's see where we want to go next. Let's jump over here. Let me go over here to number 6. Let's get a different screen. Okay. Find the value of the expression below and write your answer in mixed number form. So what they want, excuse me, is they want you to take 5/8 of the number 4 2/5. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the previous problem. I'm going to multiply 5 times 4 and then I'm going to add 2. So I've got 5 over 8 times 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22 over 5. Now what I notice is that these 5s are going to cancel. So I have 22 over 8. That can be reduced if I divide this by 2 and also divide this by 2. That would give me 11 over 4. 4 goes into 11 twice with a remainder of 3. So it would be 2 3/4. Again, you can use your calculator, but I'm showing you the long way to do it. All right, and once we get to number 7, we get to division. To divide fractions by hand, you're going to do what's called keep, change, flip. And what that means is you keep the first fraction exactly as it is, 2 1/2. You change the division to multiplication, and then you flip the second fraction. Now for this one, I'm going to convert it to an improper fraction first. So 11 times 1 and then add 5. That would be 16 over 11. And when I flip that, because the last word is flip, it's going to be 11 over 16. Okay, you might be better off here just to use your calculator, to be perfectly honest. There is a, I'm going to do this with you while you practice it. There is a mixed number button in the calculator. Okay, that's something that you want to figure out where it is on your calculator. Oh, now I can't see the original problem. I think it was 5/11. Let's see. And put that in my calculator. I'm getting 1 23/32. Okay. Again, that would probably be easier to do with your calculator. You could convert this 2 times 2. Oh, let's see, 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5 halves times 11 over 16. That would be 55 over 32, and 32 goes into 55 one time with a remainder of 23. This is just a refresher of how you would do this by hand. If you would prefer to do that, of course you're welcome to, but you can use your calculator. Let's look at number 8. The area of a rectangle that is 4.5, I guess that's decimeters long, and 1 1/5 decimeters wide. Okay, so let's draw a picture. We've already talked about the area. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So if it's 4.5 long and 1 1/5 wide, all you have to do for a rectangle is multiply length times width. So we'll multiply 4 1/2 by 1 1/5, and that will give us the area of our rectangle. Okay, the answers are attached to this worksheet, so I'm just going to keep going. Let's look at number 9. Now, the area formula of a triangle is different. Area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So for our formula, 1/2 is built into the formula. The base we're given as 9 7/9, and the height is 3 3/5. And you would just put all this in your calculator. These fractions are being multiplied together. What we're really practicing in these few chapters is reading word problems, okay, converting word problems to the mathematical operation that corresponds to the statement, and also how to operate with our calculator. I know that in the world we live in, let me get my phone, we always have a phone handy, and we know that a phone has a calculator. It is my mentality or my thought that in this class you are better off to learn how to manipulate the calculator and to interpret the word problems for your future Math 143 success. This is a division, number 10. Let me move my screen over. 11, 12, 13. Okay, we'll look at the last one. It takes Barry 9 1/4 hours to detail a car. If he worked 74 hours during the week, how many cars did he detail? Now, 74 hours is the total that Barry worked. So we have to decide here, are we adding? Are we subtracting? Are we multiplying, dividing? Are we using an exponent? Are we taking the square root? What operation are we doing here? Again, this is what this class is about. It's about reading mathematics. How do you read a statement? How do you read a sentence in English and convert it to a mathematical operation? And that's what I love to talk about. So it takes Barry 9 1/4 hours to detail one car. Okay, he worked a total of 74 hours. So the question is, in that time, okay, here's a car. How many cars did Barry get done in 74 hours? Now we know each car, okay, just pretend these are your cars. Each car took 9 1/4 hours. So 9 1/4 hours on this car, 9 1/4 hours on this car, 9 1/4 hours on this car. And we don't know how many cars Barry was able to get done. What we want to do is we want to divide the total that Barry worked divided by 9 1/4, because each car requires 9 1/4 hours. Okay, again, you can do it by hand. I'm going to put it in my calculator. 74 divided by, it's very important that you figure out how to do a mixed number on your particular calculator. I love my calculator. It is so user-friendly. The answer is 8. Barry was able to complete 8 cars. So this is an overview of using multiplication and division with mixed numbers. Again, I showed you a couple of tricks. You can convert mixed numbers to improper fractions, or you can use your calculator. But I hope this has been helpful for your next section in Hawks.